Back at it again. Hey everybody, this is Whitney and this is Cake with Me. I've got another little tutorial here to show you guys. It's a really simple cake this time. I'm trying not to do these on those bigger cakes. It can get a little bit lengthy. Plus voiceovers, they're hard to do for me. It takes a couple times to get it right. I don't want to sound like a crazy person or just ramble on or anything like that. Probably like what I'm doing right now, but hey. Now, what I'm working on is a baby shower cake. It is also for a gender reveal, which means I have to do something on the inside to reveal the actual gender of the baby. So it's a Winnie the Pooh theme, and right now I'm working on some bees here. As you can see, I did piece by piece put in the colored fondant in the specific part of the mold that I was using to make those bumblebees, and that mold did come from Amazon. I get a lot of things off of Amazon if I can't purchase them from our local cake supply store here in Indianapolis. But again, it's for a gender reveal, so I ended up coloring the inside of the cake blue, which means the icing and the cake batter were both colored blue. You don't want to overdo it because it definitely can dry out from that food coloring. And the picture that the customer sent me for inspiration, it was adorable, but for me personally, I just definitely had to add a little bit more to it because I like to fill in and actually give you something to look at without it being too much. So this is the picture that she sent me, and I just love the whole thing, the concept, all of that, 100% great. So we definitely did stick to this, but again, I did add more. I found some, I think they were some of the original illustrations from Winnie the Pooh books. Very vintage looking. I love vintage things. So I ended up printing that out and I attached it to the front of the cake because that's the focal point here. Nobody's going to be looking around the entire thing. If you notice, this cake is quite tall. It is a 3-layer. So those bad boys do get pretty big. And I like to leave kind of a rustic border going around the top of the cake because, again, I wanted it to look a little organic or whatever you want to call it. Instead of just that complete flat edge going all the way around, give it some character, some character. And it didn't take a whole lot to make all of the extra pieces, the honey pot with the lid there, the bumblebees. I did make some honeycomb. I don't too much care for the mold that I use for that, so I'm definitely going to toss it and get another one. But I managed to find the same image, of the Winnie the Pooh that was on the cake she sent me. That's not always easy to do because you don't know where they got those images from. Some decorators have software on their computers and whatnot that they're able to create things or look for certain things or even buy things. I use my phone for everything. When I say everything that I do, I'm literally doing it on my phone. So that's not too bad for somebody that's not using, a laptop or anything like that. Obviously, I painted the black lines on the bumblebees. You didn't get to see me do that part. Super tedious work, trying to maintain a steady hand with that little bitty paintbrush and that bumblebee, but we got it done. And I'm going over everything with a paintbrush, and I've got some black food coloring mixed with some vodka. Basically made an edible paint to make those trail lines coming from the bumblebees and whatnot. There's Cuzzo in the back there. And the honey drip itself, I was debating on if I was going to just color some clear corn syrup, but I didn't want it to be too transparent to where it wasn't obvious. So I actually ended up doing your basic powdered sugar with some clear vodka. Then I colored that and it looked a little dull per usual. So I added corn syrup to it and it actually gave it a really nice shine, like honey. And it helped with making it set a lot better too. And this is the end result, and I am super happy with it, especially because Winnie the Pooh was my thing as a kid. So anything Pooh Bear, I love it. And after 10 years of doing this, this is the second Pooh Bear cake I've done, surprisingly. So what do you think?